Incoming Knights CEO Peter Parr has addressed the speculation regarding Adam O'Brien, insisting he's not aware of any plans to part ways with the coach.
The board had a discussion with Phillip. They decided that with his responsibilities, it'd be best time frame for them for him to step away at the end of this season. So
Adam O'Brien and Kalyn Ponga's future was called into question last week.
Well, I was surprised by the headlines. Seems that Adam's future, there's a lot of speculation about that. Let me say that nobody's ever discussed Adam's future with me. Nobody above me has questioned Adam directly with me. So I was surprised that that came to being in some ways. Nobody has spoken to me about Adam not being the coach here going forward.
Newcastle CEO Peter Parr knows nothing about Adam O'Brien supposedly looking like his future may be over at the Knights next year. Said he hasn't heard anything about it. Bit strange, maybe, no?
I think he's trying to deflect and flat bat, and lots of people have got plenty of time and respect for Parr. He's had a lot of success in the game, was the boss of the Cowboys when JT led them to that premiership in 2015. But you're kidding, like we've all heard the noise. Anyone who picks the phone up or goes anywhere near Newcastle, it's the talk of the town. And whether he likes it or
surface from nowhere, did it?
Loose lips sink ships, Braith, right? And Phil Gardner, who's the outgoing CEO, Parry hasn't taken over yet, he talks to too many people. And that's how the story got out. Where the story was wrong was it said he was going to be gone last Tuesday. That hasn't happened. He will see the season out, but I would be surprised, and I feel for Adam O'Brien because he's made 4 finals out of 5 years. I don't think he's going to be there next year.
It's an interesting one because that performance that they put up on Sunday showed that they're still playing for the coach. You look at other coaches that are under pressure. You look at the Gold Coast Titans. You look at the North Queensland Cowboys, and the playing group isn't responding to the coach the way these Newcastle Knights side are under Adam O'Brien at the moment. Look, I think there's no doubt he's under pressure, but I'm definitely not declaring him gone yet.
Okay.
Not at all.
Why is that?
Well, because of the performances they're still putting up, the conversations I've had with people.
You don't think it's a done deal, is it?
I don't think he's a certainty not to be there. No way. I'm not declaring that he's gone next year.
There's a big push on, and there's a big push on for Blake Green, who I'm not saying he won't make a very competent head coach at some point, but he's in charge of their attack at their moment, and their attack is one of the worst, diabolical. People in terms of what they've been able to produce. That's not a knock on him, but I'm just saying it is a strange narrative. And then you've got the agents in the background, one of whom is very prominent and shall remain nameless, who's trying to, we all know who it is. The same bloke who did Gallup.
Well, who does he manage?
O'Brien and Blake Green.
Same agent.
Yeah. And he's got their recruitment officer as well in Peter O'Sullivan. He brokered that deal. And I think Adam Blair is working in Pathways at the moment.
We spoke about this, didn't we?
Adam Blair is at
his fingers all over it.
I'll say this about O'Brien, all right? The worst thing he does is press conferences. That's what gives him such a bad look. But when you look at the team, he's terrible at them, right?
But he's honest. That's too heavy.
No.
How's he terrible? He stuffed up with the fans.
I'm in defence of him.
Stuffed up with the line about the fans.
I think it creates a bad impression. I think he's better than what we give him credit for. They have made finals 4 of the last 5 years. And the thing about when players give up, what do? They stop defending. This team defend. They can't score. They don't have the halves. But they are playing for this coach. Whether he's the right guy moving forward, they are playing for this coach.
That's clear, right? That is clear off the back of they were bedridden on Saturday. The captain's run, I think they had 5 or 6 players at captain's run. They're on the phone all day Saturday. It was COVID times in terms of trying to work out who's going to play, who's not going to play. But I feel like he should be given an opportunity to start next season.
It was a monumental stuff-up insulting the Newcastle fans. You can never question that region and those supporters. They turn out rain, hail or shine, week in and week out. That was a stuff-up at a press conference. But otherwise, I reckon his biggest shortcoming...
And he acknowed that the next day. He stood up and
in fairness, he did. Well, he didn't have any other road to go.
It's always snide comments about what journalists are saying. Like, it's clearly living in his head. But I'm defending him. I'm just saying that's one aspect he's no good at, and that's the shop front window. What I'm saying is, I'd love to see him with halves to see if he can coach a team that has actually.
He had Mitch Pearce for a number of seasons,
and they made the finals. But he has that opportunity next year with the investment in Dylan Brown.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I know you're saying you think he might be a good chance, but
I'm not-
with all the noise that's been going on there, Mick,
I'm not
I think you
prepared
might
to
have your
write
head
him
in the
off yet.
sand a bit.
I'm not
They've
there
only ever
to-
won one finals game out of all those finals.
Yeah, this is it. He makes finals, but they've only ever gone to week 2 once.
All right, as for Kalyn Ponga's future, the game's highest paid player is staying put for now.
And as far as Kalyn is concerned, I thought his statement was very clear. People have said to me that he might have gone more in depth, but my view on that doesn't matter whether it was 2 pages, 2 paragraphs, 2 sentences. What he said was still clear.
There was a report last week after that you had to convince him to stay. Is that the case?
Well, nobody will know because it was a private conversation between me and him, so I haven't said that. But look, he was very positive from the very first minute of that meeting. He and I agreed that conversation would remain confidential, and I have no appetite to go back on my word.
Okay, a lot of rumours around Kalyn for a long period of time now, whether he's staying, whether he's going, is he restless, does he want to go to rugby, does he, it's endless. And the big question is, though, did Peter Parr have to convince Kalyn to stay? Do we know anything about that? He wasn't willing to divulge that private conversation, but he didn't shut it down either.
No, I think we can only speculate on what was said because, as Peter Parr said, I've spoken to Peter Parr and he wouldn't tell me what was said in those conversations. But there's no doubt there had to be a roadmap of what the future looks like for Newcastle in terms of some stability in and around the playing group. And you'd assume, this is my assumption here, the coaching staff.
Kalyn's had itchy feet for a long time, and I reckon if I'm a Knights supporter, that's a little bit hard to cop because he's the highest paid player in the game. He's played more than Nathan Cleary, he's played more than Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes, all the superstars in the game. And he gets injured a lot. That's not a fault, right? That's part of rugby league. But in terms of value for money, he was brought to the club. They've invested 7 years, very good money, into trying to help make him be able to get them closer to the promised land, and they aren't really any closer. And the fact that he's always restless, his old man, Team Ponga, they were sussing out rugby union. They heard about this R360 thing, and they did pick up the phone and they did engage.
Do you know that?
Absolutely, I know that for 100%.
Okay.
And they did engage a Kiwi agent, and they were having a look in Japan, and he was having a look in Europe, but he can't get the folding, right, that he's getting off Newcastle.
Must have been a hell of a Churchillian speech he was given because we had on the same day, Joey wrote a piece, feel free to leave, Kalyn, we've got other problems to solve, but off you go and good luck to you. And that same day he says, no, I'm not going anywhere, I'm committed to 2027. I'd love to know what was said.
The conspiracy theory is that Kalyn's been told, Mick, that the coach won't be there next year.
Or that the coach is going to be there, Breath.
So you think it's that?
It could be. Who's to say it's not?
So why would he try and go then if he's happy with the coach?
But who's to say... Like,
Why would he speak to rugby union?
It could be either way. It could be either. You can't assume that the coach is definitely going to go and he's staying because we don't know what happened in that room. Could be equally to the coach is going to stay.
You're
I don't
ducking
know.
and Mick.
Well, how am I ducking?
You're ducking and diving.
So you know what happened in that meeting?
No, I'm not.
Well,
not about the meeting.
how
Not
are we
about the
supposed to- how-
specifics of the meeting.
how can we
You're
guarantee
tight
what's
with
gonna happen
O'Brien.
next year?
You're tight with O'Brien,
and?
so you're running a bit of a protection.
How's that a
racket there,
protection?
right?
The fact that I
Let's
don't know if
read
he's
the
going to be
tea
the coach
leaves,
then.
right? This bloke
So
has
you know-
had itchy
Hoops.
feet.
So you know
right,
he's gonna be the
at
coach next year.
Newcastle
my
virtually
point was around the
his
coach,
entire
right?
career.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
There's constant speculation
Yes.
around whether he's committed.
That
To
wasn't
me-
the question.
To me, as a leader of the club, that's
Okay.
and you know, Braith,
Hoops,
you've captained
I agree
clubs.
with that, but that was not what we were talking about.
No, but you're ducking and diving and tap
Ducking and
dancing
ducking
around
what?
O'Brien.
I think I don't know he's going to be sacked. Do you know he's going to be sacked?
I'll be surprised if he's there.
Do you know something we don't know? Because you seem pretty... Like
No,
I'm not saying...
I'm not confident at all.
Yeah.
Right, that he's going to be there next year. But I don't think it's a dead set certainty that he won't be there. That's all I'm saying.
I think Kalyn, whatever it is, knows who's coaching, or certainly if Adam O'Brien is or not. We just don't know yet. But I think he knows. There's no way you're going to recommit for another 2 years if you don't get some assurance what the future is.